Hey everybody, it's Joel. We're back with another figure review. We're looking at Brooklyn from Disney's Gargoyles under the Ultimate line for NECA. So I'm actually really excited. It's probably one of my favorite characters next to Demona. You'll always hear me say I love Demona as a character, but Brooklyn was one of my favorites as well. So let's take a look at the box here real quick. We do have the Gargoyles logo. We have Brooklyn's name here, and it says Ultimate Action Figure. Great box art. I actually like this. It's a lot more vibrant than some of the boxes we've gotten. I know Goliath's kind of broody. Hudson as a figure box, you know, he was still kind of in that dark ages look. Obviously, with Brooklyn here, we're embracing New York a little bit more. We've got that Brooklyn Bridge, hence his name. So I like that. On the side here, we do have a decent product shot with Gargoyles logo at the bottom and NECA on the back. We are flooded with several product shots for Brooklyn. With sunglasses, wings expanded, he's got a little grate there that he uses as almost like a sword, holding pages from the magical book, the grimoire, I think. And then of course him kind of raged out or gargoyled out. Not too bad. And then at the bottom we have all the figures in the line so far that have been announced. And then on this side we have another product shot for Brooklyn, and on the bottom we have the Gargoyles logo. At the top of the box, which was kind of messed up for me, we have Gargoyles in Brooklyn. On the inside, we have a nice product shot. It looks like he's kind of awakening from his slumber for the day, or for the night. And then we have the figure in the box here. So we'll go ahead and get him out so we can get a closer look. Okay, so we've got Brooklyn out of the box here. I've got him up on a stand so we can get him to hold up while we go through and look at everything.
Tell me what's funny.
It looks good. I actually dig it. Getting him in hand, he feels much better. Plastics kind of feels a little rubbery, but if I remember correctly, the other Gargoyles kind of felt that way too. We get a closer look at him. Before we put on wings and stuff like that, we'll just kind of get a closer look at just the base figure itself. So he's got this red brick color scheme for his face. There is a lot of dry brushing to kind of accentuate the muscles and the structure of his body. We've got some black dry brush along the face here, up along the horns. We've got white for the eyes. And some black over here. For his beak, it does open. It's on a joint. And we do have some red and some gray for the teeth in there. Got some black in his ears, just to give some more depth. His hair is white with like a silvery blue dry brush across it. Even the hair seems like more of like a pearl white. The head does turn. And I think you can just pull a full 360 on it. I'm not going to spin it full 360. You can move his head down on the ball joint and up. Of course, the head does swap, so you just pull it off. Shoulders can get about that far up as far as movement goes, and you can bring them up as well. It feels a little stiff.
That's what she said.
So I can't get a full 360 for his shoulders, but you can bring them forward and you can bring them back and you bring them up. You have bicep swivel, double jointed elbow pins. You have a spin on his wrist, and you do have a horizontal bend as well. He comes with 2 extra set of hands. We'll look at those in a minute. We get to his upper chest, and you do have a crunch, so you can go back and you can go forward. You can turn him left and right. He does have a waist, and he does have turn at the upper chest, upper torso. So you can turn his waist as well. Kind of a bluish loincloth, black for the belt with a gold paint. He can bring his legs up. You can go about that high with them, and they can go that far back. You do have a thigh swivel as well. You can get him to do the splits. So single jointed knee, so that far back and that far forward. We do have an ankle bend. And you can turn the ankle a little bit left and right, like so. And then you have a toe bend as well. And you can get it that far down, that far up, and the toe bend actually has a left and right. So that covers his articulation. So he has his tail, He does have a horizontal bend, or I guess vertical, depending on how you set it up. Bend for the tail. It is soft plastic with a wire inside, so you can bend it to however you wish. And that should give him a little bit more stability as well. The back of his loincloth here has a hole, which goes right up his poop chute.
Poop chute. Yeah.
We've got his tail on. He does have his wings. It is a hard plastic. So this is the outside of the wing, so you have more of the scaly, leathery look. Comes down to a point. No wear and tear on this wing, like some of the older ones, because he is younger, much younger, him and his brothers, than Goliath or Hudson ever was. So you can see with like Hudson and Goliath, they'll have more damage or battle damage on their wings. And then of course he has his little hands that come up here. So he does have a joint, so you will be able to bend the wings back and forth to kind of bring them in and out. And you have a post. And he does have a hole here. So it goes straight in. And then the wings just click into place. So you guys can see a huge, impressive wingspan. I like it, I really do, but I'm gonna be really happy when I get a lease so that I can actually have the folded wings, because he is gonna take up some real estate with that impressive wingspan.
Most impressive.
I think more so than even, I think Goliath is. Now that I have the wings on, he's a little bit more top heavy. There we go. He looks good though. Overall, I mean, I'm really impressed just on this look here. I'm very happy with it. And of course, we could just change out his head. So I've changed out his head here. We can get a closer look at that. The eyes are just whited out. And the beak is static, so you can't close his mouth at all. So it's just in that kind of yelling state, or what I'm going to call it, just his waking up state. He still has the same black dry brushing over here on his face, just to bring out the detail. So he looks really good overall. So just a quick overview of some of the accessories he comes with. So we have some pages from the grimoire. And you only get to see, you know, the sides. There, you can't open them up or anything like that. It just looks like some pages that were torn out. So he's got his sunglasses, and that's black with a little bit of metallic blue on there. And as you see, they just sit on his face like so. And then this is one of the grates that was on a fence. And in one of the episodes, he tore it off. So it looks like a sword. So to change out his hands, just pull them off the peg and just replace them here. It does come with 2 punching hands, 2 closed fists when he's duking it out with the bad guys. And then of course he has an open hand here. And with this, you can have him holding pages like so, or you can have him holding lance, whatever you want to call it. There we go. And get a little bit of swashbuckling action out of him. And of course he does have his final hand, more of a gripping hand. Something that'll actually hold this a little bit better, like so. There you go. Now he can grip his sword a lot better. It actually looks a lot nicer. And just as a quick comparison with the rest of them, minus Timona, I took off the wings so that I could actually have everybody seen. But we've got Bronx, Brooklyn, Hudson, and Goliath in here. So just giving just an idea of how they all kind of look next to each other. And then of course we can do more of a side comparison. There we go. All right, so there we have it. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this figure. Absolutely love it. I know, like, with my first couple of reviews, I wasn't really that impressed. I was kind of not digging it. But as I've gone through and picked up more and really given it a chance, I have to say that I am really happy that I stuck with this line. Really enjoyed being able to share it with you guys. So thank you for joining me on this review, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.